Hello, firearms friends. Hey, let's talk about our February 16th through 18th Sporting Collector Firearms Auction. We're going to sell almost 5,000 guns in just 3 days. Talk about an event. Now, this is the first S&C auction we've held in our new Bedford location. And before I talk about some of the guns on this table and some of the other guns we're going to bring in and talk about later, let me give you 3 quick reasons why you should come to the Bedford location. 1, come see the new building. Come see what we've built. Come see this monument to gun collecting and gun collectors like you that we have down in Texas. Number 2, we've been increasing the quality of our sporting and collector firearms auctions. If you've been to one before, we can't encourage you enough to come to this one and prepare yourself to be impressed. The quality of these auctions is something that we're going to be increasing throughout the year. And number 3, perhaps the best reason to come to our Bedford location, we're bringing gun shows back. Okay, gun shows used to be like a critical part of being a gun collector. You couldn't do it without going to gun shows, classified ads in the back of like great magazines like Gun Report, and without a great network of collectors. Those were the ways to collect, and unfortunately, is in there. Those aren't the best ways to collect anymore, but there's something magic about them, and we want to bring that back, especially in auctions like our sporting collector auctions, where friendships are forged, where you can find all the best guns under one roof, and it doesn't matter what you collect or what genre or what type of hunter or shooter you are, you can just get together and celebrate being a gun owner and being a collector. So now, thank you for letting me yak your ear off about why you should come to Bedford. Let's talk about some of that increase in quality that I mentioned earlier regarding some of the Winchesters that are in the Sporting Collector Firearms Auction. First and foremost, I'm going to chew your ear on this one a little bit because it is a wonderful Winchester 1886. It is a Winchester 1886 extra lightweight short rifle with a deluxe stock, and we're going to talk about the deluxe stock later. So an extra lightweight was a specific configuration of the 86 Winchester that wasn't produced for very long. You're talking 1896 to 1919, so relatively few are made. They're a pretty good collector's item. They came with a specific configuration for lightweight, you guessed it. We have a tapered 22-inch round barrel. You have a half mag. You had a straight grip. I know, we'll get there. We had a straight grip, and you had a shotgun butt with a skeletalized butt pad as opposed to the full steel pad. So a couple different features on this one. Most of them you'll find in 4570. They'd introduce 33 later in like 1902, so pretty early on into the production, but most of them you'll find are in 4570 like this, which makes it a powerhouse in a light package. Now, that's already a rare configuration, the extra lightweight. It's also a short rifle. So not a carbine, an actual short rifle, which is another size configuration like carbine, like rifle, like musket that you would find. The short rifles, and you see these in various of the classic Winchester lever actions, they're a rare configuration that collectors love. So you take an extra lightweight and you make it a short rifle. Somebody definitely had their eye on for something that they could carry all day in the field and knock something down with in 4570. Now, some of the configuration of the extra lightweight already in any other Winchester would make it deluxe. You know, you have a lightweight barrel, you have takedown, you have half mag. Like I said, most of the time you'll have a straight pistol grip, which isn't deluxe, but the shotgun butt certainly is. Now add this C-grade stock onto it. This is deluxe wood, and I absolutely love the figuring on it. This is very rare. To see a C-grade stock in here would have added, at the time, an extra $30 to the cost of the gun. So extremely, extremely rare. In fact, some of the documentation that comes with this gun, one collector, accomplished collector, states that in his 35 years of collecting Winchester, he's never seen a C-grade checkered stock in all his years of collecting outside of books. George Mattis has inspected this gun. He does. This is all original configuration. This is made in 1898, shipped in 1899. He does verify that, and he says it's just a one-of-a-kind gun. That you don't see this style of checkering. And of course, it puts the pistol grip on there, which is the real deviation from the extra lightweight configuration. So you have this pistol grip that's also been checkered with the deluxe stock. which also, when you get a pistol grip stock, now you have to adjust the lever as well. So you don't just have a straight lever loop, you have this sort of curved kidney bean shape with some great case hardening on the inside by the trigger, I might add. A lot to love. Oh, there's a lot to love about an 1886 and just the beginning of the increase in quality that I'm talking about in our S&C auctions. Next, just a classic. Not as much to talk about on this one for special order features, but I had to include it. Just a sweetheart of a Winchester Model 21. This is trap grade. It's got skeet chokes. Just a beauty. Look at it. Just, you can kind of appreciate how far the check ring comes down and the condition. This is a gun that, as a classic high-end American sporting arm, you wouldn't be out of place in one of our premier auctions. But we're increasing the quality in the S&Cs, and this is the type of gun, the type of beauty that you can expect to find. Third on the table, a classic. Winchester 1895s. They are so collectible. I mean, you have the last of the John Moses Browning designs for Winchester and that great partnership. It is the first, of course, with the box mag, and they are in any number of configurations and conflicts. So everything from Russia to the Balkans to the Spanish-American War to the Philippines. They've been in Cuba, they were in Mexico, Spanish Revolution. Winchester 95s, like you could have a collection just of 95s. Not to mention people who've used them, like Teddy Roosevelt, Zane Grey. The list goes on, and here's a Winchester 95 that everybody wants. This is one of the Russian contract 1895s. Of course, Telltale, this big stripper clip guide on the back for the stripper clips of that 7.62x54R ammunition. So plenty of wallop in the musket configuration, a little more, trying to be a little more traditional of a military design. So the musket design with the elongated barrel and stock on there. Everybody wants a Russian contract 95. Here's your chance to come get one this February. A fresh table of guns and a horse of a different color with this just beautiful Winchester 1873. Now, again, showing the variety of the sale, this is a Moroku Winchester. This is 2018 production, so very recent compared to, well, especially our last table full of guns shows, again, the variety and the quality that's available in the sale. 2018 production with Moroku, beautiful 1873 Deluxe. I fell in love with this Deluxe wood, and that's why I wanted to really include it. It's almost a crisscrossing pattern. It's almost an argyle of wood texture. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And you can look at this vibrant case hardening. You would look at and you would assume it's from Turnbull, and you would be correct. It's just so bright and beautiful. They took care of the finish and the case hardening on this gun. Engraving by Adams & Adams in Vermont, and they've really done an homage to a 1 of 1,000 with almost every surface touched in some way by engraving. From the dust cover, you have Centennial Edition in script here by the breech end of the barrel, and the engraving on the side like a 1 of 1,000. Precious metal inlaid banded engraving here at the muzzle. Engraved fore-end cap, lifter, lower tang, upper tang, toe heel butt plate. Just about every surface on here has been touched by the engraver's tools, and it's a fantastic piece. Now, it comes in this gorgeous fitted red case. It's quite striking to see that case hardening and this vibrant red together. Beautiful. Also comes with a case hardened engraved plaque in there from the Buffalo Bill Center of the West and the Cody Firearms Museum with the name of the original owner on there. So between Centennial Edition and the first owner and its association with the Center of the West, I might have to call my friend Danny over there and see just what the occasion was for offering some of these Winchesters. And now we go from a pretty embellished special occasion gun to a beautiful, just everyday classic. And in the very front is a pre-World War II Winchester Model 61. These are beloved guns, and they're becoming quite collectible in recent years too. They have the look of a classic Model 12. Some people say they're the perfect companion for a Model 12, not only for the look, but for the controls. You have your safety in the same place, your slide release in roughly the same place. People say they're the perfect pumper gun. Now, part of that may be a little bit of nostalgia because a lot of collectors and shooters today, the Model 61 would have been their first gun, and you couldn't do much better than a 61. When people say they're almost the perfect pumper, they're they're not far off. Now, this is a pre-World War II model, so you have some of those pre-World War II features in that production run. You have this narrower, smaller front end, you have a shotgun butt, but this has a feature a little bit different than your standard 61, and that's if you look at the markings here on my side, this says 22 long rifle for shot only. This is what's known as a Rutledge barrel or Rutledge bore model 61. Smooth bore 22. So set your sights a little higher on this one, and speaking of sights, it doesn't have rear sights. Since it's a smooth bore, you just have the front bead. Thinking of this as a little shotgun, it amuses me to no end. But the Rutledge bore is a tighter constriction down here, and at a certain point down the barrel, it opens up, I believe, the 0.375 inch diameter, so that shot will stop spinning and keep a better pattern as it exits the gun. So very collectible piece. This is a 1939 production. This is original finish, folks. We'll get some close-ups of both sides of the receiver. You can see not only is it a 61, not only is it a Rutledge bore, it is in fantastic shape. And we're going to keep beating this drum about the increase of quality in our sporting collector firearms auctions. You have to come see it for yourself in our New Bedford, Texas location. That's February 16th through 18th. Put a little sweetheart like this in your hands, or better yet, put it in your collection. The listings can be found right now on rockislandauction.com. Hope to see you in Texas, or until next time, keep your powder dry.